What's up everyone, we're back with another 2021 first ride video, and this time we're shaking down the 2021 YZ250 Two Stroke. MXA has been giving Yamaha a hard time for neglecting their two-stroke line for years now, but you know what? We still keep testing the same bike year after year, and our feeling about this bike is starting to be less bitter about Yamaha's complacency and more thankful for their willingness to continue producing new two-strokes each and every year. The only updates on the 2021 model are blue number plates and black fork guards instead of white, updated graphics, and a new bar pad graphic. Other than that, this thing is exactly the same as a 2020 model year. If we go back in history to 2004, Chad Reed was the last racer to win an AMA Supercross Championship on the YZ250. 2004 was the last year the YZ250 had a steel frame, and in 2005, Yamaha introduced its creative plug-and-play aluminum frame that is still on the bike today. If we go all the way back to 2005, we'd be in a 16-year span on this model, but we like to date the origins of the 2021 YZ250 back to 2006 because that is when we gained the world-class Kiaba SSS forks that we all know and love. The Kiaba SSS forks were the first to focus on speed-sensitive dampening instead of position-sensitive dampening. With them, the speed at which the forks piston moves through the cartridge rod determines the dampening rate and makes for a linear dampening curve that follows the ground like a dream and makes the forks extremely predictable. There aren't any soft or harsh spots in the forks because they get stiffer at the exact same rate in the first half of the travel as they do in the second half. Other changes in 2006 was a new rear brake caliper, an on-the-fly clutch adjuster, 2mm wider triple clamp spacing, and a titanium shock spring. Since then, the listed changes over the last 15 years have been minimal. The bike has gotten a new needle, updated triple clamps, a new front brake caliper, redesigned front brake hose clamp, a 270mm front rotor, and they went shorter and then longer again on the silencer, updated the plastics, and switched between silver, black, and blue rims. Basically, this bike has had very minimal updates over the last 15 years, making it almost as old as some of the hot shop pros racing Supercross. So how does the modern day 2021 Yamaha YZ250 ride on the track? It's still fun to ride, it still handles well, and it still likes to be revved to the moon. Unfortunately, Honda, Kawasaki, and Suzuki gave up on their big bike two-strokes long ago. So now, Yamaha's only two-stroke competition is the KTM, Husky, and coming soon, the GasGas 250 two-stroke. Compared to those machines, the YZ250 is slower, but it is easier to ride. It makes the most of its power high in the RPM range and peaks at 47 horsepower at 8,800 RPM. In our opinion, the stock YZ250 is easier to ride than the stock Austrian two-strokes. But if you are racing, you'll want to upgrade your YZ to get the power you need to keep up with the pack. Luckily, aftermarket companies have countless parts available for the YZ250, so the modifying process won't be too hard. One of the main selling points for the YZ250 is the price. You can buy a brand new 2021 YZ250 for $7,499, which is almost $2,000 less than the YZ450F retail price. However, we know lots of people who buy used YZ250s and freshen them up themselves to save them even more money. That's one of the other beauties of keeping the bike the same for 15 years. You can save money buying it used, and the aftermarket parts for YZ250s are still plentiful. With the high prices for purchasing and maintaining four-strokes, riders who aren't as serious about going pro often pick up the 219-pound YZ250. Overall, we're glad that Yamaha has continued to press on their YZ250 assembly line year after year, and we bet they are too. This bike is still very popular with the masses, making two-strokes live on. For the full write-up on the 2021 Yamaha YZ250, check out the feature issue of Motocross Action magazine. And as always, check out motocrossactionmag.com for all your future bike tests, 2021 model updates, news, and more. And before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and here's a couple of our latest releases below.